Class, we're all back to our lovely classroom again for another wonderful lesson. Hopefully it's going to be beneficial as well. Today, as we did yesterday, are going to do another news-based lesson. That means we're going to have newspaper articles to read through and a different range of topics as well. I've chosen a topic about identity. As we all know, the means governments use to detect identities are variable. It depends, it changes depending on governments. Our main focus is going to be on the means of identity class. To begin with, I would like you to sit with your partners, and of course, the pictures I have sent you via Google Drive are going to be handy. You will be sitting with your neighbors and discuss the questions. After you come up with some ideas, of course, it'll be more effective. Okay, the pictures on your drives, could you open them and take a look at them? There are 5 pictures. Look at these pictures, guys, and discuss. Name them, okay? For a few minutes, and later on, I'm going to open it out to the whole class discussion. Okay, guys, sit with your neighbors. Okay, take a chair and sit with your neighbor. Start the discussion. Okay, now let's discuss as a whole class. The picture 1, what do you think it is? Is it a documentation, Ayla? Okay, it's a fingerprint. Good job to you. What about the next one? Eye related. The eyes, you scan it with your eyes, and that all doors open for you. Eye detection. Okay. Identity card. Yes, as usual. That's what we usually use. Okay. Good job, guys. Thank you very much indeed. Now, the next step is going to be reading the headlines and in pairs discuss what do you think happened in each case, in each situation. Look at the headlines. As you know, headlines are not always explicitly understandable. There are hidden messages. There's sometimes ironic message hidden inside. Understand? Sarcasm, ironic, iconic, ironic. Okay, a small matter of identification. The man with no name. People face long wait. Man arrested for crime he didn't do. Brothers blame each other. What do you think happened in each case? Discuss in pairs. Discussed? Good job. Good job. Now, I'm not going to ask you, feed me back with your informations. I want you to read the newspaper stories now in pairs as you were working together before and check if your ideas were correct or incorrect. Okay, just sit and do it with your partners. Read over there with your partner and check if your answers were correct. Okay, well done. Now, some of them are correct, some of them are not. It's common. It's obviously happening. No problem. Now I want you, those torn, fallen apart headlines as you see, I want you to hand them and match those headlines with the stories. You don't have to understand each single word. As I said before, messages are sometimes not explicitly understandable. That's why you don't have to understand each word in each headline. Okay, you checked your answers and you matched the headlines with each newspaper story. Well done to you. Well done. Okay guys, we read, we received some information, we improved our speaking abilities through these articles. You may have probably noticed there were some root verbs with particles that are called phrasal verbs. They are always together, one verb and the preposition. Okay guys, let me give you some examples. Give up, get up. They're all break into, fall apart. They are all prepositions. I'm so sorry. Phrasal verbs for prepositions. I want you to go back to those articles again and read for each article for phrasal verbs. Do it in pairs. Use highlighters if you want to. You can also use Word documents on your tablets, no problem, if necessary, of course. Okay, read and find phrasal verbs, as many as you can. Okay, Saleh, which phrasal verb did you find? Come forward. Good job. Do you know what it means? Okay, come forward means move forward, or appears something important comes forward. It walks into your head, it comes forward. Okay, Ainur, you found which phrasal verb? Break down. Do you know what it means? No longer work, it doesn't function anymore. Okay, for example, the car broke down in the middle of the road. Okay. Tural, turn up. What does it mean? Appear somewhere immediately. All of a sudden you appear somewhere, you turn up unexpectedly. Good job to you. Okay guys, phrasal verbs are commonly used in the language. They have strong connotation, strong meaning, and they help language communicators to replace some other verbs with phrasal verbs, since they are a lot, and it helps you sound more natural in the language, spontaneous in the language. Okay guys, in the next stage we're going to listen to a short radio news report. It's going to be a bit different from what we have read. What we have read was also a news report, but it's not something we're going to read. It's something we're going to listen. It's on air. It's on the radio. Okay, put your headphones on, guys. Try to block out outside noises. That's why it's really helpful. Block out yourself from outside hustle and bustle. Okay, get ready, earphones on. Now listen individually to news stories on air, and then I'm gonna let you know what is going to be next. Listen peacefully, carefully. Okay. You listened. Now put your earphones down. Take them off. Okay guys, you read the story and now you listen to the story, some other stories on air. I want you to compare that certain news item with that certain news item on air. and find the differences. Find the differences. You can also do note taking. Turn your faces to your neighbors and discuss. Compare your investigations, compare your discoveries with each other. Okay? Now, after you did it, there are going to be 2 questions given to you. And I want you to discuss these 2 questions. The questions are like, which newspaper stories is it most closely related to? This is about what you have listened on air. You're going to discuss, you're going to compare what you have read with what you have listened to. The second question is, what are the differences between the newspaper story and the radio news report? That's amazing, isn't it? You're going to develop your thinking abilities, analytical thinking abilities, and you're going to be able to discuss and compare for discussions, analyze, estimate, and apply your knowledge. Okay, guys, newspaper stories you have read, refer back to them based on radio program news, what you have listened, what you have already listened on air. Okay? Well done. So discussed together the differences you found out. So in the newspaper story, the car was broken down by a burglar who was the neighbor of the car owner. Yes, but in the radio program news report, it wasn't the car which had been broken down. It was a bank. Yes, good, cool, good job. That's a good point. Well done to Taleh. Okay, now you do the same as Taleh did and get ready for the next stage. Thank you.